Let me ask you about your journey to the TEDx. I mean, what was that like? I mean, because people they got to get up the guts and the glory, and they have hard time submitting paperwork. What was your journey like getting there?
So I participated in a TEDx here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's done by Emory University. It's one of the earlier TEDx licenses. So most TEDx events are limited by size. Well, Emory's, because it was an early one, was not limited by size. So it was in a very big kind of auditorium with balconies and lots of people. So they had approached me one year and said, "Would you be willing to, do a talk on a topic of your choice related to this theme that we did?" And so I said, "Sure, that's great. I'd love to do that." So that was the first step. But then, of course, the hard work is now I gotta put together this talk. And at the time they said, the goal really is you want to get this thing as close to 15 minutes as possible.
Right.
Now I think a good TED talk is probably closer to 5 minutes, frankly. But I remember mine ended up being about 14 minutes and 59 seconds, Glenn.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just a lot of preparation, a lot of practice. But then, of course, yeah, when it's game time, you only get one shot. You got to do it and do it really, really well, and pretend that you're comfortable. So I think that's the challenge. Because
Keyword pretend.
because
Yeah.
it's a nerve-wracking experience because you're up on stage, lots of lights, but it was a really, really fun and rewarding experience. I'm so glad I was able to do it. I really, really feel fortunate.
Yeah, it is a good gift for everyone to be able to do that. But I want to ask you, why did you choose your topic? I mean, emotions are contagious in the workplace. What caused you to choose that topic?
Well, I thought it was something really valuable that I could contribute to because
Hmm.
it's something we all know to be true. I mean, I'm not telling anybody a big aha that you didn't already know, but there's been a lot of research around that and a lot of really interesting research about different kinds of emotions having different levels of contagiousness. And I think for us as leaders, it's a really important thing to be aware of because we set the emotional tone and tenor for our teams and for our organizations. We can end up creating places where people feel really fulfilled and purposeful and motivated, or we can create places where people feel anxious or
Hmm.
depressed or
Hmm.
fearful. So the ability to create healthy environments and have that spread into those folks and their families and those communities is something I was really passionate about. So I thought it'd be a great kind of message to spread, and that's what kind of drove me to pick the topic.
Okay, and it was a great topic. When I listening to it, I had a question, and I would like for you, if you can, just give us everybody. You mentioned two terms: negative emotion and the emotional mask. Can you talk about those a little bit more? I mean, we'll call all kind of all understand what negative emotion, but when you're referring to it in your TED talk and in the workplace, it felt like you were saying people who have negative emotion spread that negativity faster than people who were positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do. So while all emotions are contagious, not all emotions are equally contagious, and negative emotions are the most contagious. And so when you have that and you bring that to work, it really is disruptive for the environment. And again, we all can pull on our own backgrounds. We've all had experiences working with that one person. Maybe it wasn't our boss, maybe it was a coworker, and they were just, kind of an Eeyore kind of person, always negative, always down in the dumps, or maybe very critical of other people. And it really ruins the vibe of the team. So it's just being
Mm.
aware of that contagiousness and then either trying to prevent folks like that from, being part of that organization or, trying to encourage them to change their behavior or finding ways to protect yourself. I think that's the other piece too. Boundaries as a therapist. I mean, if there was any one word that probably sums up therapy the best, it's probably boundaries. It's all about learning how to be healthy and set healthy boundaries in relationships. So
Okay.
learning how to do that too is also part of that.